If you're an educator or a student in America, you're more likely to know what Common Core is. To put it in a simple way, it's a method used by 42 states and the District of Columbia for testing student knowledge on various academic subjects. Embroiled in controversy for nearly a decade now, some parents and educators praise Common Core, while others believe it places undue pressure on schools, teachers, and students. Well, here to set us straight is Nicholas Tampio. He's Associate Professor of Political Science at Fordham University. He has a new book out called Common Core, National Education Standards and the Threat to Democracy. So, Dr. Tampio, how is the Common Core standard hurting our democracy?
Well, one of the things that I learned about when researching this book is that intelligent people disagree about how to teach math, reading, writing, history, science. And when you come up with a national standard that says what all children are supposed to do at the end of every grade, you're basically empowering one group of people to make that decision for the whole country. And everybody else gets left out in the cold. And what you're seeing in America right now is a lot of people who are very upset with how kids are being educated in the local schools. And there's almost nothing that they can do.
Well, I'm sure the needs in, say, Oklahoma are different than Washington, D.C. or suburban Maryland, correct?
Well, I mean, I'd say that schools are better when they have the enthusiastic support of the community. And so right now, most states adopted the Common Core as part of their Race to the Tops application in 2009 and 2010. And so if you have a problem with the local school district, there's almost nothing you can do. I mean, the decision was made in 2009 and 2010, minimal public debate. And, a lot of parents are upset about how their kids are learning math. A lot of parents are upset about how the focus has become about standardized testing. And so, I believe that education is at its best when teachers, community members, students feel invested in it. And that's not what we're seeing right now.
American students seem to be falling behind compared to their peers in some other industrialized nations. So how could we raise our education levels and standards then without Common Core?
Well, for the test that people discuss when talking about America's ranking is the Program for International Student Assessment, the Pisa. And so the fact of the matter is that Westchester County, Montgomery County, wealthy suburbs are not suffering right now. If they were their own countries, they'd be doing great on the PISA. I mean, the problem is that we have certain poor communities in America that are dragging down our average. So to say that all of America's schools are failing doesn't bear scrutiny. I myself think that we should do things to help communities that are in poverty. I mean, that, we could debate about how to do that. But to say the sky is falling clouds our judgment about what needs to be done.
Some people believe that we should place more emphasis on vocational schools and specialized training. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, if a community wants to do that, I'm okay with that. I suppose I'm okay with that. My personal view is that being young is a chance to learn all about the riches of human civilization, to learn about the marvels of science, to read novels, to learn some social studies, to go as far as you can in mathematics. And, my view is concentrate on the present and let the future take care of itself. So we don't know what the jobs in the future are going to be. Why are we going to make kindergartners miserable because of what we think the jobs might be in a couple decades? That doesn't make any sense to me. My view is make the educational experience rewarding and let the future take care of itself.
I know when I was young, I wondered when I would ever use algebra. And to be honest with you, as an adult, I haven't used it that much. So anyway.
Yeah.
In your book, you talk about the Common Core resistance movement. You say it's not about Democrat or Republican, black or white, rich or poor. So what is that all about?
Well, in New York, there have been years where about 200,000 families refused for the children to take the Common Core tests. And one of the very exciting things about the test refusal movement has just been how diverse it is. And for me, at least personally, it's been a wonderful opportunity to realize people are people, that they're not Democrats or Republicans. They're parents who are trying to do the best for their kids. And on this one issue, we just come together, and it doesn't make any sense to cling to partisan ideologies. We just say, listen, schools are not doing what we want. We might disagree amongst ourselves about what we want for the schools, but we can come together that the Common Core is not what we want.